All right, item 6.1, the Board of Trustees will reconvene into open session. Item 6.2, Dr. Breyer, can you please lead us in the flag salute? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Dr. Breyer. All right, item 7.1, public testimony. During meetings of the Board of Trustees, members of the public have an opportunity to comment on items that appear on the agenda, regular or special meetings, or items that do not appear on the agenda but are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board. Individual speakers shall be allowed 3 minutes to address the board on each agenda or non-agenda item. The board shall limit the total time for public input on each item to 20 minutes. Speakers may not yield or donate any of their speaking time to another speaker. With board consent, the president may increase or decrease the time allowed for public presentation depending on the topic and the number of persons wishing to be heard. All right, so Hannah Edmondson.
Happy second day of summer vacation. My name is Hannah Edmondson, and I'm a teacher for the Beaumont Unified School District. I'm concerned our district is not listening to our teachers. I'm not sure who is more qualified to speak about students and instructions than the people in those classrooms every day. Tonight, I want to speak specifically about TK and kindergarten contract language. The Beaumont Teachers Association presented proposals based on a full year of classroom experience. When teachers bring you that, it is data, not greed. None of our suggested language was added during negotiations. That is deeply disappointing. The current contract says half-day TKK teachers are available for assistance or assignment during the remaining workday, and that's it. We have no signed MOU, no specifics. That leaves critical questions unanswered. How will shared classrooms work? When will teachers collaborate with their grade level? Where will parent conferences be held in a shared room? What about toileting? Teachers across the country are seeing more children arrive at school not yet toilet trained. That cannot fall under other duties. It needs specific contract language before a situation occurs. Proactive, specific contract language protects students, families, teachers, and the district. Please refer to BTA's TKK proposal. Thank you.
Sonia Colchado.
Good evening, board members. I'm here and I'm going to be speaking on two separate topics. So I'm asking for two separate time allocations. So I'm speaking first. I've come to the board to speak on mental health and suicide prevention in our district. And so I just want to bring to your attention again that we are coming up on a deadline or time for us to really revise and look at our suicide prevention policies. I have read the policies for our district, and I think there's a lot of room for improvement, especially given recent incidents in our schools. So one of the main points is SB 1318, where it's looking at the involvement and notification of law enforcement in our schools and how they respond to mental health crisis. it's asking that the governing board or body of a local education agency that serves pupils kinder and grades 1 through 12 review at a minimum at every 5th year. So it's not saying that we only review every 5 years. That's the minimum. So if there's parents and community that are asking for a revision earlier than that, then that's what we should be providing for the community. I was told by an administrator in this district, your school student services coordinator, that once the policy is written, then we only revise it every 5 years, and there's data and things that we have to look at and provide a revision earlier if that's what our community is asking for. So when we look at what the protocols are that the CDE is suggesting, SROs are not included in that protocol. CDE is also saying that suicide prevention requires vigilant attention from school communities, all school staff, students and parents, and public members. So I am asking this district and our administrators to consider allowing for community feedback from our parents and our students that are concerned about suicide prevention and awareness. Students with exceptional needs is what your board policy is outlining here. So are we using protocols that are going to fit all students, and are we taking into account autistic and students that are special needs or have a disability? How are SROs dealing with that and handling that? When we are having contracts with the board, with the law enforcement, and we have SROs on our campuses, what is the crisis control protocol that our law enforcement has? So I actually have a copy of Beaumont PD and what their protocols are for crisis intervention. One of the requirements is that they are trained in this, and I'm asking this district today, when was the last time our SROs were trained in crisis intervention? Do we have a copy of those trainings? How do we know they are equipped to meet the needs of a child in a crisis on campus? Thank you. Okay, so that was a lot to get through. Secondly, I know that in May, we had an opportunity to give feedback on the LCAP. I have been a part of the LCAP committee this year and probably for the last 5 years. So one of the concerns I brought to Dr. Brown last year and this district was the misrepresentation of what our parent advisory committees were actually asking for. So this year, instead of actually saying FACE or DAPAC or DLAC, it was just a generalized description of what our committees asked for. So again, going back to trying to be as accurate as possible. I know there was a lot of topics, great discussions that happened this year. I can speak for FACE to say that we talked about inclusion and school climate and cultural representation. And the biggest one this year, at least for me, was my proudest moment, was really looking at mental health. There was a lot of discussion around that. So we'll be meeting to talk that further with some of the administrators in this district. But one of the things, again, bringing your attention to what are the actual things that we're looking at? I know that for LCAP, in order to justify your expenses, you have to say that the community was asking for a certain thing, or you have to say that this is going to serve the UPP population, right? So what's our UPP? That's our English learners. That's our homeless, foster youth, are socially, economically disadvantaged. So again, in order to justify a $577,000 expense using LCAP S&C funds to pay for law enforcement, to me, doesn't make sense. S&C funds for LCAP, those are specialized funds that are supposed to be used to leverage the resources for the students that fall under UPP, as I mentioned earlier. So law enforcement isn't necessarily doing that for us, and that's something that we really have to evaluate. How can we redirect those funds to maybe help have more behavioral health therapists on campus so that when there is a crisis and there is a student attempting to hurt themselves on campus, we don't have to lean on the SRO who is probably not trained to do this, but we can lean on professionals that are actually prepared to handle a crisis situation, and you don't have a child being hauled off in a car and being left in a police car for 2 hours, because that is what's happening on our campuses. So please reevaluate that. EdSource has also saying that it's a concern of equity, looking at the LCAP money and using it for law enforcement. Before I forget, I don't want to forget to mention that I was looking for our MOU with Beaumont PD for the SROs that we're paying for with LCAP money, the last contract that I found actually expired in 2023. So I'm asking, do we have an actual up-to-date contract with the Beaumont PD? We're approving these funds for LCAP, and we don't even have anything in writing. This is a partnership, what are we asking for from them, and what are we providing as well? But most importantly is the safety of our kids. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Calciato. Item 8.1, report out of closed session. Mr. Sanchez.
Okay, in closed session, it was moved by Ms. Lara, seconded by myself, Sanchez, to appoint Joel Heddick to the position of Director of Career and College Readiness, effective date to be determined still. A majority vote with one absent. Ms. Melissa Williamson was absent. End my report.
Thank you, Mr. Sanchez.
I'm not here.
Item 8.2, receive a report from the superintendent and review the district calendar for the month of June 2026.
Good evening, everyone. The last board meeting for the school year. I still am in shock of how fast this school year went by. I can't believe we're in June, wrapping up 25-26. But we had a great month full of events, even just from the 26th, the last board meeting till now. So thank you all for being there, present, and all of the events, celebrating students and staff in several of them. And thank you, board, for being there too. So we'll start by our Palm Innovation Academy New Kitchen Celebration. So on Wednesday, May 27th, Board Vice President Dr. Sylvester, Board Member Susie Lara, and County Superintendent of Schools Dr. Edwin Gomez unveiled the new Palm Innovation Academy kitchen and shade structure. With a $7.4 million budget, the project marks the first time the school has had an on-site kitchen since it was built, and I think it was 1947 is when it was built. I don't know if that's on there. So a long time ago for a new building that was well-deserved. The project includes 1,600 square feet of kitchen, lunch shelter space, new parking lot, reconfiguration, and upgraded student restrooms, and some ADA or accessibility upgrades. And then the same day, the second part of the morning, our county superintendent and his team and Mrs. Lara and I went to Starlight to recognize a teacher that was named County Teacher of the Year, and that is Pedro Juarez. They actually have told me unofficially that they believe that he has a really good story to be recognized as a state teacher of the year. And so we're so proud of Pedro, and we are going to support him all the way through in his application to be recognized as a state, and we hope to see that in the near future. And then for Beaumont Adult School, they had their graduation and celebration on May 29th. Many graduation, celebration of graduates, and also completions of high school diploma, and we also recognize our adult transition graduates or completers. It was a really nice event, gorgeous day. You know, every time, one year it was so hot, this year it was so hazy and blues, but they were able to put on a really good show for our students, and I think it was state-of-the-art celebration. So thank you for all the adult school teachers and administrators that gave a dignified event for our students. And then a Cherry Valley Festival Parade. On Saturday, May 30th, the Board of Trustees, cabinet members, and transportation team participated in the Cherry Festival Parade. Students from Beaumont USD participated in the from Mountain View Middle School, San Gorgonio, and the Beaumont High School. One highlight of that parade that they recognized the transportation bus decoration as the second place as far as their competition for best decorated parade. What do you call it?
Entry.
Float.
Entry,
Float.
yeah. Yay.
So we're so proud of them. It was
Good
amazing.
job.
And let's see here. Our alternative high school 2026 graduation and celebration happened on Tuesday, June 2nd. 190 high school seniors graduated from 21st Century Learning Institute, Beaumont Middle College High School, and Glenview High School. All board members were in attendance to show their support for this year's graduating class, and Board of Trustees President Jeff Brown accepted the graduating class of 2026. On Thursday, June 4th, 750 Beaumont High School seniors graduated. All of the board members were present to support the students, and also our president of the board accepted the graduating class of 2026. For our summer meal program, we just wanted to highlight the locations again, just for the public to be aware of where it's being offered. Free breakfast and lunch are served Monday through Friday. It's open to all community members 18 years of age and younger, and no application or ID is required, and the food must be consumed on location. And then for upcoming events, we just want to highlight the dates for the summer feeding program, June 8th through July 17th. Extended school year is June 8th through July 3rd. And June 9th through the July 2nd summer program. And we will observe Juneteenth holiday on June 15th. So it actually, the holiday, the day is Friday, but we will celebrate it on a Monday based on an agreement with CSTA. And then our next regular board meeting will be on July 21st. And at the end, I would like to acknowledge, before we finish tonight, I'd like to recognize Dr. Michael Breyer. For most people listening or sitting here tonight, you know who I'm talking about. Dr. Breyer is the president of the professional group, which is our management association, BACME, the director of college and career readiness department, served as a middle school principal for 5 years. So altogether, he's been with our district for 10 years. And he did get 2024 AXA Region 19 CTE Administrator of the Year, and we're so proud of that. And basically co-established the middle college in our district, which we're so proud of, and what they've were able to do this year as far as their graduating class. So we want to thank you for all of your contribution to our district all throughout your tenure. And I'd like to refer to Dr. Brown to say a few words and present something to him.
Come on up here, Dr. Breyer. So, Michael, on behalf of the board, all of cabinet, and our instructional team, we wanted to honor you with this commemorative plaque that says, presented with appreciation to Dr. Michael Breyer for 10 years of dedicated service in improving students' lives by ensuring college and career readiness. So there you go.
Yay.
Do you want to have a picture with him? Do you want to have a picture with the board? Speech. Or a few words first?
Was it on? I can give my comments later.
Okay, so let's take a picture then.
Let's go take a picture.
This is only if you complete 10 years of love, by the way.
For those listening. Am I gonna break something?
I don't know. That was legit, that shot, by the way. I was answering email. That's what I get for.
I'm gonna go outside. Both of us.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Kakish. Item 9.1, approve the consent agenda. Items prepared for the consent agenda are consistent with adopted and approved policies of the district and are deemed routine in nature. They will be acted upon in one motion without discussion unless any member of the Board of Trustees requests that an item be removed from the consent agenda. Would anyone like to remove something from the agenda? All right. Hearing none, call for the vote.
We need a motion.
Oh, motion, sorry.
That's right. I'll second.
All right, call for the vote.
Susie.
Second was, Susie was the first and Lance was the second. No, the other way
No,
around?
David was
David-
first and
oh,
I was second.
Sorry,
Whoever you want.
my notes are
Yeah.
off
Whatever.
today.
It's all good. However April types it in.
All right, and the motion carries. All right, item 11.1. Review the 26-27 local indicators to be included in the Fall California School Dashboard. It's an info item. Is there a presentation?
There's a presentation, yes. Okay. Good evening, President Brown, members of the board, Superintendent Kakish, cabinet, colleague, community. Tonight, I'm going to give you a brief overview of the local indicator self-reflection. And so I'll first cover what local indicators are and then briefly go over each of the 5 priorities. So local indicators are the ones, part of the LCFF priority, the 8 state priorities that I have shared with you. There's 5 of them that we need to support with local data. And so this probably looks familiar to you where I've gone over the 8 state priorities. Of those, priority number 1 is basic necessities. Number 2 is the state standards. 3 is the parental involvement, and then broad course access, and then school climate are the 5 areas that we provide data, and those are the ones that have the most local data. The other pieces like student engagement, student achievement, other student outcomes are measured by standard data such as CASP or chronic absenteeism or other data that is collected by the state. And so the first one is basic services and conditions. And so as a summary, we use teacher, materials, and facilities data. For the first box, that's from the data that CDE collects. It's called TAMO, or Teacher Assignment Monitoring Outcome. And so it gives you, and it's raw numbers here where it says cleared 463, but that's roughly about 88%, which is about 2% higher than the county and about 6%-ish higher than the state. And then second item is access to the materials. All students have access to the required materials. And last one is the facilities, identifies whether they are in good, in excellent, fair, good, and so none of them are in need of the extreme needs, extreme deficiencies. The second priority is the implementation of state academic standards. And so what we do for these, because this is self-reflection, is we, as the instructional supports and services, reflect on the data. And so based on that survey, the averages for professional learning for teaching to standards curriculum framework was 4.8 out of 5. So all of these are out of 5, and on the bottom it gives you a rating scale, 5 being full implementation and sustainability, 4 being full implementation, 3 being initial implementation, and all of our scores on academic standards and support for teachers and admin came to upper 4s, rounded to 5s. The third priority is parental involvement and family engagement, and this was, again, building relationships and seeking input, 4.8 out of 5, building partnerships for student outcomes, 4.3 out of 5, and then seeking input for decision-making, 4.8 out of 5. Priority 6 is school climate. And so we use Panorama survey data for that. And Spring 2026 climate survey, some of the key areas, supportive relationships, 81%, which is an increase of 2% from last year. And social awareness for 6th through 12th was 63%, which is an increase of 3%. Social awareness for grades 3 through 5 was 68%, which is an increase of 3%. Self-management was 68%, which is an increase of 2%. And so, yes, we have room for continuous growth, but we are moving definitely in the positive direction. And then access to broad course of study, which is priority 7. We have some of the data on the bottom, and then at the top we list some of the various programs that we're referring to. So CT program, we have nearly 40% of student participation. Dual enrollment, 400 students engaged in it with a 99% pass rate. And then 1,400 students participate in athletics. 50% students complete A through G. All students are AVID certified, and there are numerous clubs, expanded opportunities for student engagement and exploration. So the data is clear. We're making strides. We definitely have continuous work to do, but we are moving in the right direction. Any questions?
What's the cycle on becoming AVID certified? Does it expire?
The AVID certification, Dr. Carr? Okay, annual. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, item 11.2, adopt the 26-27 local control and accountability plan.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. And the motion carries. Item 11.4, adopt resolution 2025-26-48, ordering consolidated governing board member.
No, we need to do the budget first.
I'm sorry, did I miss something?
We have the budget. 11.3.
Oh, 11.3, sorry.
Yep, you're good.
My fault. Thank you, Susie.
You're welcome.
Item 11.3. This one's kind of important.
We don't miss this one.
Good
Adopt the
evening.
26-27 budget.
Yeah.
Do I hear a motion?
He's got to do his thing.
Huh? Oh, yeah, he's got to do his thing, sorry. Wait, where's the presentation? Am I missing?
Part
I'm
of the-
completely
part of
missing
the
things. Okay, go ahead, sorry.
I'll be quick with this one here. But good evening, Superintendent Kakish, President Brown, members of the board, cabinet, colleagues, and community. I'll just be quick here with our 26-27 adopted budget. This is just a continuation of our preliminary hearing that we had on May 26th. And that we've made some adjustments from the May 26th presentation due to the governor's May revision. Some of those notable items are affecting our revenues and having a positive impact to the district's financial position in a multi-year projection. One of the most notable ones here is the super COLA. That's an additional 1.44% cost of living allowance adjustment. The only thing is that that should be set aside for a new liability of paid pregnancy disability leave, which provides 14 weeks of full pay that is pending legislation, so there may be a cost associated with this. Additionally, I had mentioned that there's an increase to special education revenue. During the preliminary budget, that's been incorporated. I had mentioned about a 30% special education increase to revenue, and that's decreasing the general fund contribution, which is overall increasing our reserve in a multi-year period. And then the last thing, just an increase in one-time dollars to the district. So that's why we'll see an increase from May 26th to now the budget adoption. The one thing to note is just we have to look at addressing rising costs, costs that we're seeing increases to. Notable ones are workers' compensation rate, that's increased by about 0.25%. We're also seeing our liability insurance increase by about 30% year over year. And that's been incorporated to our multi-year projection. All right, last slide here. Just want to jump to the bottom, the reserve for the economic uncertainties. You can see that's 8.67% at adoption, and then 7.79%, and then 7.24%. Again, it's an increase to our revenue over a 3-year period.
Nathan, can I add to the last slide that in year 28, 29, to be conservative, we asked Nathan not to include COLA. So the COLA is being projected to be 0 just for assumptions to continue to be conservative. We also can, without that COLA, we can see that there is almost no structural deficit. Like the 0.28 being conservative with no COLA really would be eliminated if we add any part of that COLA. So we're staying within our means, working towards a very positive budget.
Thank you.
Yeah, and that concludes our presentation. I'm open for any questions.
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you.
So I'll move that we approve the budget.
Second?
Any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. And the motion carries. It feels like I've already read this. 11.4. Item 11.4.
Deja vu.
Adopt Resolution 2025-26-48, ordering Consolidated Governing Board member biannual election, specifications of the election order, and request for consolidation. Is there a motion?
I'll move for approval.
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. And the motion carries. Item 11.5, delete and adopt Beaumont Unified School District Board Policy BP regarding students in the 5,000s as listed in the summary. BP 5141.7, BP 5141.75, and BP 5142. And says this is an info action. Is there?
Well, it's an info action if we don't have any questions, right?
Yeah.
It's an old policy, but it was in our Friday memo too, so
Yeah,
thank you.
Okay.
yeah.
I move for approval.
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. And the motion carries. Item 12.1, adopt the California Department of Education Grant Award notification for supporting inclusive practices grant. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Susie?
Second.
David? Okay. Any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. And the motion carries. Item 12.2, approve the revised 2026-27 elementary and K-8 school plans for student achievement, SPSAs, and affirm the operation of a school-wide Title I program at each elementary and K-8 school site receiving those funds.
I'll move approval.
Second.
Okay, discussion?
I just want to thank everybody that was involved in putting those together. Those are a lot of work, and I appreciate it. I appreciate each school site and the volunteers, the people that come in and help you with that. And I know it's a lot of work, so thank you very much.
I want to echo what Susie said. It is a ton of work. I appreciate all of you being here, just in case we did have a question. It's always nice to see you guys. Any other discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. And the motion carries. Item 12.3, approve the administration to apply for One California School Board Association Golden Bell Award. Moved by Lance,
I'll second.
second by Susie. Any discussion?
Go get 'em.
So I do want to comment on this. Golden Bell Awards they're a big deal in the School Board Association. It's not, there's a massive nominating process and there's a huge review process, and everybody who goes up for a Golden Bell does not get selected. It is designed to be for special programs that are above and beyond what other school districts are doing. We have a Golden Bell in the lobby. But it's a big deal to even try out for one of these things, so I just want to give kudos to the team that is, putting this forward, because these are a big deal.
Yeah, we have a few out there.
We have a few?
Yeah, for sure. Over the years, yeah.
I think Benicia Carr keeps trying to outdo herself sometimes too.
Yeah, well. All right, so we already have a motion and a second, so call for the vote. And the motion carries. Item 13.1. That's not this one. Okay. Item 13.1, approve the certificated personnel assignment order listed on the report dated June 9th, 2026. Is there a motion?
I'll move approval.
Susie?
I'll second.
And Lance. Any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. All right, so item 13.2, approve the amended, right? Approve the amended classified personnel assignment order, included. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second?
All right, any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote.
April, we had an amended motion, an amended things, so is that,
I'm gonna have to list all of the amendments on it.
Okay.
And I don't have a list of those in front of me, so I'll
Okay.
make sure to go in and edit that.
Okay.
Make sure everything's
all right, thanks.
amended. Thank you.
All right, and the motion carries. Item 14.1, adopt resolution 202526-49 to approve the commitment of funds in the general fund's ending balance.
So moved.
Moved by Lance,
I'll second.
second by Susie. Any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. And the motion carries. Item 14.2, adopt resolution 202526-50 for the transfer of appropriation for the 26-27 fiscal year. Is there a motion?
So moved.
David? Second. Lance. Any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. And the motion carries. Item 14.3, approve an agreement with Mission Vista Academy Charter School to use a classroom located at Glenview High School. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second. Oh, go ahead. Second.
Okay, any discussion?
You guys pass that a second, permission. Just let them know this is slow.
What happened?
We're going faster than the computers.
The computer's going faster, went to reports.
It is, yeah, it's got us like stuck.
Uh-oh.
All right. Call for the vote.
Who was the first and second?
Oh, first was Susie and second was Lance.
Mr. Sanchez.
And the motion carries.
Get you going. My mic is on too.
All right, item 15.1, receive a report from the California School Employees Association and its Beaumont Chapter 351. Do we have a representative? Nope, okay. Item 15.2, receive a report from the Beaumont Teachers Association and its representative. Do we have a representative? Nope. 15.3, receive a report from the Beaumont Administrative Confidential Management Employees Group. Do we have a representative?
One more time. Good evening, President Brown, Superintendent Kakish, board members, cabinet colleagues, and community. First off, just want to congratulate everybody on an amazing school year. Last week, had the opportunity to participate in 3 different graduation ceremonies. Every year, as grand as the Beaumont High School graduation is, the Beaumont Adult School graduation is something that is truly special. For any community members or Beaumont Unified staff who have not had the opportunity to be a part of that, to see adults who have made decisions to change their life and to see the the staff that support them is truly inspirational. And so I encourage everybody to celebrate that annually. So with Beaumont Adult School graduation, our alternative education programs, and to see all the dynamic learners and the diverse needs met through those programs, and then culminating with the largest graduating class of Beaumont High School with 750 graduates, those are not small endeavors. It takes everybody in this community to get the kids across that stage. And so I just want to thank everybody within the community who has played a role in the success of those students. Special thanks to our maintenance and operations team for everything they do to set up for our graduation, our school site administrators, district administrators, teachers, all staff members. Again, the event itself is all encompassing, and so I want to thank everybody for those pieces. Also want to wish everybody going into it, this being our last board meeting, an amazing summer break. I know that M&O and our expanded learning programs don't get much of a summer break, as well as our special education team with extended school year. So I want to thank them for the amazing programs that they have developed and will be providing our students and community throughout the summer months. Also want to congratulate not a new member to back me, but somebody who is promoting within the ranks. Joel Huddick is the new director of College and Career Readiness. After 10 years, it's about time they got somebody good in the role. Dr. Brown and I share a self-deprecating sense of humor, so I'm sure that he will appreciate that as well. But in all seriousness, I know Joel's going to do awesome. So really excited to see where he's going to take the programs. And this being my last meeting, I definitely want to thank the board. I was genuinely surprised by the recognition, so thank you, Cabinet, for that as well. I was checking on our end of the year backing celebration, actually make sure we had things taken care of, and so that startled me a little bit. But yeah, I just wanted to say thank you. It's been an awesome 10 years. So, and yeah, I'm proud to be a part of really amazing teams. Had an awesome team in Mountain View, had an awesome team within the Instructional Services Division, and to play any small role in the success of Beaumont Unified has been awesome. So thank you.
You'll be missed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Breyer.
All right, item 15.4, receiver report from board member Dr. Lanson Sylvester.
Good evening, everyone. President Brown, Superintendent Kakish, board members, cabinet members, and our esteemed community. Just very quickly want to echo everything pretty much Dr. Breyer stated tonight. While this is the end of the school year, I really want to highlight and give kudos to Principal Dr. Carr and Principal Drew Shear. Well, I just call him Drew. As Dr. Breyer said, it really does take a community. It's a tremendous fist-bumping 750 students. On Thursday was tremendously awesome, but this was my second year for graduation, and since last year, now this year, I've always taken the time to pull aside a few students, to talk to a few students, whether going to the military, whether going to trade school, whether going to a 2-year community college or 4-year college, and just see the excitement and reminding them of their accomplishments and the gleam of the youth. Sometimes as we get older, we become jaded in terms of things, but staying connected with these young people is really great. Palm Innovative Academies, ribbon cutting, just the excitement from those students. Seeing it, feeling it, experiencing it, you would say, we just did something for them to get a hot meal. Totally more than that. really more than that. And so I want to give appreciation to this board, to all those that made that happen, because I learned the process of how many times it said it could not happen. And just to see that our students are the most important thing. So thank you to a great school year, and looking forward to making it even better next year.
Thank you, Dr. Sylvester. Item 15.6, receive a report from Board Member Susie Laura.
I'd just like to say a great end of the year celebrations as always, and just how proud I am of our district and all the things that we have accomplished and been through together. Yeah, I don't know if I should say this right now, but yeah, it was my last graduation, so I'm excited about that. I'm sad that it was my last one, but 20 years of graduations, this was a great one. And I know that next year will be even better. And so I just wanted to say thank you to all the staff, because there are so many people involved in putting on graduation and all the celebrations that have to be done. Not have to be done, but the things that we do for students and staff and everybody involved in helping our kids. And so it's been a great year, and I really hope everybody has a great summer. And Dr. Breyer, you will be missed, but I completely understand why you're leaving. So I am so happy for you and your family, and because that's really the most important. So, good luck in your new job, and I'm sure you'll miss us like we'll miss you, so, yeah. So anyways, I think I'll just end it there. Thank you.
Thank you, Susie. Item 15.7, receive a report from Board Member David Sanchez.
Taking a moment because I want to make sure it wasn't confidential information. I wasn't. I told Joel he has big shoes to fill, and he has a tough spot because he's going into a program that is already at operating optimally. So for someone to come into that situation, he's going to have a challenge. The best thing for an administrator, if they ever want to make a name for themselves, is come into a department that's at rock bottom and then fix it back up. He does not have that luxury. And I'm not going to say anything more because you've been we've said goodbye several times already. On to graduation, that is always the epicenter for the greatest show on earth for our community. And I will tell you, the biggest kick I always get is watching the kids to see how many are going to get beach balls in. And I think this year won the award because they even got these little ones that were floating around. That was hilarious. But the staff was just wonderful by going in, grabbing, and then, gutting them. But it was, it was great. But I'm glad the kids still have that little bit of youthful joy to try to pull one over on us, and at the same time, the staff not getting overly irritated by it, as well as the parents, because sometimes parents can start to boo such a thing. But our community understands it's all in fun, and it's good to see the community do that as well as the kids. One concern I did bring up with the parent that was here earlier, or the community representative, I'm not sure which, it wasn't had to deal with so much the SRO funding. It had to deal with a comment that was made about, I'm not sure if she meant the SRO is putting kids in cars for hours at our school sites. That bothers me. I'm hoping that is just one incident where a child was detained and put into a car for a couple minutes, but someone drove by and took a picture, and suddenly, you know how things become exaggerated. But I'd just like some follow-up. And a Friday memo would be fine too. I'm sure there's an explanation on what occurred there, but to make that sound like a common practice in our district, it does not seem right. So I still would like some follow-up. Thank you. And that would end my report.
Thank you, Mr. Sanchez. Item 15.8, receive a report from Board Member Jeff Brown. I'd like to echo what everybody said up here tonight. The graduations were amazing. It is very spectacular for me. And the kids did a ton of work, but I'll talk about myself for just a minute. When I graduated from high school, when I walked across that stage and they handed me a rolled up piece of paper that didn't have anything on it, it wasn't really about me that day. I remember talking to somebody and my brother the year before me. He's like, I don't even want to go. And my dad pulled him aside and said, it doesn't really matter what you want. You didn't really do all the work to get here anyways. You get up there and you walk across that stage because your family members are the ones who drug you through this and got you to this point. It's your family members and your teachers and your counselors and the administrative staff. And, you know, you showed up and you did the work, sometimes kicking and screaming, but it's the kid who gets to celebrate. But I want to recognize all of the people who, in some cases, got drugged there kicking and screaming, and in some cases danced across the stage. I mean, we did have two amazing valedictorians. I'm not talking about the high achieving top tier kids. I'm talking about the other 40% of the kids. They did the work. I'm not saying they didn't do the work, but I'm saying that the work that got done needs recognition to other people too, and I want to spend some time recognizing those people. With that, I want to thank everybody. I want to say enjoy your summer for those of you who get one. For those of you who don't, get back to work. I would be one of those that don't, by the way. If nothing else, then we do not need to adjourn to closed session. So item 19.1, this meeting is adjourned. Enjoy your summer.
7 o'clock.
Oh, wait, we need a motion. Motion for adjournment. Sorry.
I'll motion.
I always skip that. All right, S plus L. All right. Any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote.
Adjourn.
All right. Meeting adjourned.
Thank you, everyone. You know, I forgot to mention, one of the things I wanted to mention was, one of the young ladies.
This is done. Do you want me to give it?
I think it's done.
She's in the hospital. She's in the hospital.